Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is a astrological prediction for June 2016. This is a very general forecast. If you'd like a private reading, please write to duniazad@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. All the information is below. Below, you can also find the link to my newsletter. If you sign up my newsletter and subscribe to my YouTube channel, you could possibly win a free written tarot reading written by me, and there is a winner every month. Who knows, the next winner could be you. So Capricorn, let's see your forecast for June. The new moon happens on the 5th of June at 14 degrees of Gemini, and the full moon happens on the 20th of June at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. In your case, Capricorn, this new moon, this new moon, by the way, is bad for every sign, not just you, it's bad for every sign. In your case, Capricorn, this new moon happens on your sixth house, which is the house of co-workers, colleagues, daily routines, work environment, colleagues, I think I've mentioned it, health. And it's going to be opposing Saturn in Sagittarius in your 12th house, and it's going to be squaring Neptune in Pisces in your 3rd house, and squaring Jupiter and the North Node in Virgo in your 9th house. And this new moon is going to also be conjunct Venus in Gemini. Venus is the planet of love, also the planet of money. And there's another aspect of 150 degrees called an quincunx, or an inconjunction, this new moon makes with Pluto in Capricorn in your 1st house. So this might mean new beginnings in your work environment. Some of you might start a new job, a new work, and this might not start in a very easy way. Maybe you were told that you'd earn a certain amount of money, and that was a lie, or an exaggeration in the lie. So you'll be earning a lot less than you thought that you would be earning, and that really kind of messes you up. So a new work environment, a new job somewhere. If you're like studying, for instance, it might be very difficult to harmonize the time you spend in your work with your college studies or university studies. Maybe you don't have enough time to go to college or to see all the classes, and in order for you to see all the classes, you have to enter in your workplace earlier and leave sooner, something like that. There's some sort of difficulties surrounding your workplace, the time you have to spend there, and your college studies for those of you who are studying. If it's not that, if you are in the same job, then you might have some sort of changes in your work environment. You might have new colleagues, for instance. You might have one new colleague. This one new colleague could be a woman, and she could be someone very talkative. She talks and talks and talks. Oh my God, she talks so much. She might be younger. She talks a lot, and she spreads lies, and she exaggerates. She might even have mental issues. Just being around her makes you feel bad. Makes you feel bad, and she might be even telling lies that negatively affect you. You have to be careful with this person. It could be one woman. It could be new colleagues that might be behaving like this, young and stupid, kind of. If it's not that, if it's connected with money, let's say, there might be changes in the way within your work environment. There might be changes in terms of the jobs and the tasks that you need to do, and that is communicated to you and to all your co-workers in a very puzzling and confusing way, and no one knows what the changes were or what you are supposed to do now. The changes could be also in the way you earn money, in the way they pay you. So let's say that you were connected with sales or anything. let's say it's sales. Let's say you do sales for a living, and you were used to being paid commission a certain amount, and now they make changes, the bosses, in commissions, and they kind of try to present these changes as something very good, as something very positive that will make everyone earn more money or something like that. But it will be extremely difficult to be able to have the sales number up to a point where you can make more money, and all around everyone will lose money. Okay, you end up losing more money, you end up losing money, you end up having a lesser salary, but the bosses or whomever implemented this made it really confusing, full of math, full of equations, full of whatever, really dishonest calculations, that I would say, but they wrap it up in a way that is positive, but it's all a lie. The real what they really want is to pay everyone less, and to also to control more the workers who work for them. So you and your colleagues. If it's not that, it could be something to do with your health. Maybe you get the news, even your mental health, because you're so stressed. Whatever changes in your work environment that have been happening cause some sort of mental stress in you, which affects negatively your body. And around this time, you might be told by your doctor or your doctors that, bad news about your health. I don't know what type, but you need to be careful with your health. If it's not that, it's you making exams, because you need to make, medical exams. From time to time, we all need to do that. So it could be that, and there might be a difficulty in making all the exams you need to do. So maybe you can do 1 or 2 now, but can only do other exams like a month from now, because there's a waiting list or something like that. So there might be difficulty in making all the exams you need to do. Or even getting the help. Let's say you have already a diagnosis of whatever illness that might be affecting you. You have a diagnosis, and you know what type of pills, of medication, or even of treatment that might not have anything to do with, could be operations, could be physiotherapy, could be any type, even mental therapy. You might have difficulty having access to those treatments. Maybe because you don't have all the money, maybe because if you're watching this from America, you have like an insurance company and they just refuse to pay for that. We're not going to pay for that, you pay for that, we're not going to pay for that. Which is sad. If that's the case, I'm very sorry. So it could be that, also could be health issues. And then the full moon on the 20th of June at 29 degrees of Sagittarius for you, Capricorn, is going to happen on your 12th house, and it's going to have a trine, which is a positive. A trine could be negative or positive, we don't know. We call it positive aspect, but the reality is it's a fluid aspect. It's an aspect where energy travels in a more easy way, in a more rapid way. Sometimes bad things just happens out of the blue in a very rapid way if it's a trine. So it's not necessarily positive. It's just fluid. Okay? So this full moon in the 12th house in 29 degrees of Sagittarius is going to have a fluid aspect with Uranus traveling your fourth house. Uranus, yes. Uranus is the planet of surprises. This could be, for instance, if it's health issues, you made all the exams that you needed to make around the 5th of June, and now around the 20th of June you're delivering these exams to your doctor, and your doctor is going through them, and he or she tells you, okay, there's an issue here and you need to be ready. We need to deal with this issue, with this health issue, and that's really surprising to you because you didn't know that your body was suffering. For instance, could be that I don't know what type of illness. Just don't freak out, okay? It could be something simple that can be dealt with easily, okay? Another way of reading it, because it's a culmination, it's you already knew you had health issues, and you made all the exams to see if everything was going well, if the treatment was going well, and you're showing the exams to your doctor, and your doctor is saying, okay, everything seems to be controlled, and I can tell you that you seem to be fine, and this could be like the last treatment, for instance, the last recipe to deal with this, whatever illness it is. So it could be the ending of an illness. That's good, and it might happen faster than you than you thought it would happen. So that's a good thing. Another way of reading it is that maybe some of you are involved in voluntary work. And now, around the 20th of June, you can no longer be involved in voluntary work. You don't have the time. You have to end it. Why? Because something surprising in your family happens, or in your home happens, and you have to you have to give all of your attention to someone in your family, to your family, or to something around the house. Imagine, I'm going to give again another extreme example. This doesn't mean it's going to happen, it's just an extreme example. Imagine that there was a tornado and your house was, affected, and now you have to be in the house and to not rebuild it, but take care of it because it was damaged, and now it needs to, the roof needs to be repaired, this needs to be repaired, and you don't have the time to go to this voluntary work, and the repairments in your house is going to take a while, so you need to end this voluntary work. If it's not that, it's something connected with a family member. Again, I'm going to give another extreme example. This does not mean it's going to happen to you, okay? Imagine that your child shows up pregnant, okay? I'm not saying that's the case. Now, you have to have time to take care of your child. Let's say it's a daughter. Or if it's a son, and your son says, hey, mommy, you're a grandmother now. So the time that you used to have for voluntary work, now you have to spend it with your, let's say, either with your child who's pregnant or just had a baby, or with your new grandkid or your new grandson or granddaughter. It could be something like that. I mean, not necessarily negative. It depends on your point of view, okay? But surprising. Whatever happens, it's surprising, okay? Another way of reading is that the 12th house is also connected with, it's also called the house of secrets. Some secret comes to light about your family, about your home environment, about someone in your family, something which is really surprising and you had no idea. And this secret comes to light and you have to deal with it. If it's not family, let's say it's the house where you live, okay? You bought this house a while ago, and you got this great deal in this house, and you're really happy with this house. You're really, really happy with this house, and you cannot shut up about it. Oh my God, we got a great deal, a good deal in this house. It was cheaper, and we could afford it, and we had room for everyone, and you're really happy, and you have no idea why it was so cheap. And then you find out something awful happened there, okay? I'm not saying there's ghosts or anything like that, but something awful happened there. And if you had known that something awful had happened there, you had not bought this house. But something connected with the house itself comes to light. So there's many different ways of reading these lunations. I have no idea which one will apply to you. And that's it, Capricorn. This is the reading that I have for you. I hope you have a great month. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyazad@gmail.com. I'll be delighted to work with you.